going on? I see you, Big Will in the house. Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's getting time for me to get another cut, guys. Yes, sir. But yeah, guys, YouTube. What's good, guys? Today's live is going to be on my quarterbacks that I think you should be taking if you at certain ADPs. So I got my first tier guys that I'm going to tell you. This list right here is ranked. It's kind of like rankings, but it's not pure rankings because there's a couple quarterbacks that I'm fading on this list that maybe you might not agree. Thank you, bruh. Yeah, it's an old shirt, man. They got holes in it and stuff. Appreciate it. It was an expensive shirt when I bought it. Fantasy Network in the building. What's up, Dean James Talley? But yeah, guys, so I'm grouping them by 3, but I'm going to start from 10 to 1. And I got a bonus guy for you. And reason why I got these 10 guys, I'm targeting any 10 of these quarterbacks depending on how I'm building my team. And I'm okay with getting all 10 of these guys. It's kind of weird this year. But there's 10 guys that I feel like you can get a good quarterback and it's going to help complement your team. So you can't get B. John and CMC and Jamar Chase and have Lamar Jackson. So if you have those type of tier players, then you probably might have to get a quarterback like a later round guy, and I'm gonna mention that later in this live. So guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. Yes, sir. All right, let me get this comments right. Okay. So guys, you know I'm gonna hold you up. Appreciate everybody being in here first. Let's go. Let's get to the content, right? So I'm going to start with my number 10 guy. And before I mention this guy, this is a guy that I would say your team better be studied out if you get this guy. You don't want to draft this guy and you have an average running back, 0 RB running backs. No, you need to have Derrick Henry and CMC and James Cook and Chuba Hubbard. You got to have studs with this guy. And your wide receivers need to be almost studded out too. So this guy I'm talking about is going to be Russell, last name Wilson. Russell Wilson is an okay quarterback to draft this year. He's throwing to a premium wide receiver. He's throwing to Malik Neighbors. And you know Russell got one of the best deep balls. Russell can throw the ball, but he needs to be put in an offense where he can be at his strengths at all times of the game. You can't ask Russell to be Drew Brees. That's what Sean Payton was asking him to be. But on the Giants, they're going to let him run around and throw it deep to Malik. Run around, throw it to Jalen Hyatt. Run around, throw it to Malik, Jalen Hyatt, tight end, right? It's going to be sprinkled in. But he's going to hyper-target Malik Neighbors. So I feel good about getting Russell Wilson if I got a studded-out team. If you ain't got no studded-out team, Russell Wilson on your team just might not be good because he might give you a floor of 14, 15 points. But if I got a studded out team, that 14, 15 points ain't going to hurt me because I'm got to give you 20, 20, 20, and 35, right? So that's what Russell Wilson is. So he's my number 10 quarterback that is okay to grab at the right ADP. And guys, don't worry about ADP. Wait till you got your team and then go get your quarterback. And these quarterbacks are going to be there. So you don't got to worry about nobody sniping. You got 10 guys, and actually you got a bonus guy. And I'm going to let y'all know who the bonus guy is at the end of the live. So you can stud out your team and get these guys. Nifty says facts, run game, and deep shots with Russell. You know it. Nifty know it. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Tyrone Tracy, Tyrone Tracy, play action, Malik, touchdown. Like, he going to get 1 touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns a game, Russell. I'm like, and he's not going to be no top 10 guy per se, like all the time, but he's going to give you some upside weeks. All you got to do, guys, you just need a good floor from Russell. Like, he can't wet the bed. If you wet the bed, it could kill you, even though you got a studded out team. But if he give you an average, or he throw for 1 touchdown with about 200 yards, you good. You good. That's about 15 points. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 3. You know how to hit the like button? Hey, come on, moderators. Let the guys know how to hit the like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen or go to the 3 dots at the top and hit the like button. Come on, let's get the likes up. I got 3 likes, and I got about 20 people in here. Come on now. Let's go. Okay, we got 4 likes now. Come on, we need a few more likes, guys. Let's go. And moderators, try to get to, if you see a comment in the comment section and it's not right, help me out. That way I don't, I'm like Anchorman. I'm gonna read everything that hit the screen. So if you see somebody in there and they trolling, put them in timeout if you can. And I got a couple moderators that I made, a couple of you guys moderators. Okay, so let's move on to my number 9 guy. This is my number 9 guy that you should be drafting at the right ADP according to how you build your team. And it's going to be Drake May. And this is one of my favorite guys. I've been waiting late to get quarterbacks a lot this year. Especially if I don't get my top 2 guys, I'm like a kid. I pout. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Matter of fact, just give me, I want to wait way to the bottom down there. That's how I'm acting when it comes to my quarterbacks. I'm not getting none of that middle tier. I don't want none of these guys. Now, could one of these guys break out? Of course. That doesn't mean what I'm telling you doesn't mean that I'm 100% right and everybody, all these other quarterbacks are going to suck. And also, I didn't mention everybody on this list. I didn't mention, not on this list. So I didn't mention everybody that's a top quarterback. So it's some top quarterbacks that you can be like, he ain't on the list. I'm like, no, I'm not drafting him. That's why I said this is my guys. And if you want the way I'm implementing this strategy, you can use it. But yes, Drake May, guys, listen, this is a guy, I call him like baby Josh Allen. When I say baby, I'm just giving y'all a preference of how this guy plays the game. So right now, Drake May, guys, he plays the game like Josh Allen. He can run around. He got plenty of arm strength. He's a big guy. He's like 6'6", 240. And the rushing upside, to me, makes me feel safe about drafting him late. I think he can give me at least 30 to 40 yards rushing a game if he stays healthy. And he's with Josh McDaniels, Josh McDaniels ain't had too many bad quarterbacks in his career. Like, Josh McDaniels is a quarterback whisperer. He's just as good as an Andy Reid when it comes to him being an offensive coordinator and developing his quarterbacks and calling the right plays for his quarterback. So I believe Drake May with Stephon Diggs, we got a couple other young guys. You got Travion Henderson. You got a couple other good wide receivers who are evolving with Hunter Henry, who's going to be good for Drake May. Now, is he going to be throwing for 300 yards every game? No, but he's going to have some upside. He will finish as a top 5 quarterback multiple times this year. Okay. All right. So let's move on, guys. My number 7 guy. My number 7 guy is going to be, my number 8 guy. I'm sorry, forgive me. My number 8 guy is going to be Bryce Young. And this is probably another favorite guy. Bryce Young and Drake May is guys that I can't say I can't stop drafting, but I would say I'm targeting him a lot with the builds that I've been doing, with the heavy RB builds that I've been doing. And Bryce Young, guys, if you watch him, he is a point guard. He's a true point guard. He's like a John Stockton, Mark Jackson type. He's not fancy. He's not going to dunk on anybody. He's not going to, he's not going to have anything fancy. He's not going to run for 70 yards for a touchdown. But what the guy's going to do is distribute the ball and get the ball out quick and efficient. That's what he did at Alabama and made him one of the best quarterbacks in that draft. That's why they took him before C.J. Young. He's a great point guard. He's going to get the ball out for his players to have yak. He knows how to throw in windows, even though he's a shorter quarterback. So, guys, I like Bryce Young. I think he's going to distribute to a lot of these wide receivers. I think Tech's going to have a good rookie season. I think Xavier Leggett is going to have a mini breakout. I think Jatavian Sanders is going to have a few touchdowns. And I think Chuba Hubbard is going to be a top 5 running back. So he has plenty of weapons. And I haven't even mentioned Adam Thielen yet. Adam Thielen's been his number 1 go-to guy for the last couple years. So I love Bryce Young to distribute and have a nice floor, guys, and never really give you those letdown games like he did last year. If you look at camp, they say he's playing great. He's leading his team. So I love Bryce Young as my number 8 guy, depending on my build. And I'm working my way up, guys. So the more studs you get, the later you can wait to get your quarterback. Okay. Let's move on to my number 7 guy. My number 7 guy is going to be Bo Nix. Yes, guys, Bo Nix. And the reason why I like Bo Nix is his rushing upside. It's very few pocket quarterbacks that I'm really into, like Pauls. Like Bryce Young is a kind of a pocket guy, but he can move. Bryce Young can give you 10 to 15 to 20 yards rushing per game. So he can get out of harm's way. But Bo Nix can actually give you a bigger rushing upside. Bo Nix could have 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns this year. He's a decent sized guy, Pauls. And he has a good arm, and he has a great coach like Sean Payton. Now, can Bo Nix go out here and be a top 3 quarterback? Yes, he could, guys. I'm not saying he's going to be top 3, but he has the upside. He has the weapons. Courtland Sutton is just not Courtland Sutton no more. He actually is a good, solid wide receiver that a quarterback can count on. You got Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims, who has a lot of explosiveness. They can make big plays. And you got some young other wide receivers who are going to fit in this system and make it work. And then you got RJ Harvey, who's coming and looking good in the backfield. This team is going to be efficient, and Bo Nix is going to be the beneficiary of all of that. So make sure you pick up Bo Nix, guys. The guy can play. Go Shan Share says Chuba top 5 is diabolical. Thank you, bro. Hold me accountable. Please hold me accountable. I could be wrong. Yes, sir. Okay, let's go on to my number 6 guy. My number 6 guy is going to be Justin Herbert. Yes, Justin Herbert. And the reason why I like Justin Herbert is because of Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen and also Quentin Johnson. He got everything that he needs. Quentin Johnson may not be an alpha, but Quentin Johnson can go and take the top off the defense. And sometimes, guys, that's more important than having a guy who can catch 15 balls a game. Pause. Sometimes, guys, you want to be able to have a guy like a Ted Ginn. Look what Ted Ginn did for Cam Newton. I remember, I'm not a Carolina fan, but I'm from North Carolina, and I watched the Carolina Panthers, and I remember that whole year, that MVP season that Cam had, Ted Ginn would drop a ball, come out, drop another one, and next thing you know, hit a 70-yard touchdown. Like, that's what he is. That's what Quentin Johnson's going to do. He's going to help make big plays for Justin Herbert. So don't fade Justin Herbert because you're like, well, he only got one weapon, Ladd, and Keenan is old. No, you got to understand how this team fits. This is a run-first team that's going to bait you to come up and stop the run and then let Justin Herbert throw dimes around you. That's what they're trying to do because they know you got to stop when you got, not Gus Malzahn, but the offensive coordinator. He's a big run-first type of guy. But when you got Jim Harbaugh, you know the run is coming. So defense is going to put 8 men in the box to stop Amari Hampton or Najee Harris if he comes back. So when you do that, I think Justin Herbert is going to eat with Ladd if he stays healthy, and Keenan Allen if he stays healthy, and Quentin Johnson if he can catch the ball. And also they got a couple other guys out there that I don't need to mention that can make a big play here and there. So yeah, guys, I like Justin Herbert. Let me see. Big Will says, facts, Leo. Got my first one last season. Let me see. Listening to TD wins championship. Yes, Leo. Yes, sir. Thank you, Big Will. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got in the chat. I can't even see in the chat. Guys, let's get the likes up. All you got to do is double tap the screen, guys, and you can hit the like button. Double tap it or hit the 3 dots. Hit the 3 dots. All right, let's go to number 5. My number 5 guy is going to be Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, he's always going to be number 5 as long as he haven't had a bad knee injury or anything. But Pat Mahomes, guys, he has a lot of weapons. Rasheed Rice will play eventually this season. Xavier Worthy learned a lot last year. He is a top gadget player in the league. You got Travis Kelce, who can just close his eyes and kiss Taylor Swift and get open. He can get open with Taylor Swift in his arms, right? This is Travis Kelce, who know how to. He don't need speed. He gets open with his knowledge and his agility. He's great with agility. He's a basketball playing power forward type guy. So Pat Mahomes, guys, they always gonna let him throw the ball when they get to the red zone. What I've been telling y'all about Isaiah Pacheco and Pat Mahomes, I've been telling y'all this for 2 years. That doesn't mean Isaiah Pacheco's not a good player and ain't made a lot of money. But when they get down to the green zone, that's the 5-yard and in. Guys, they not running it with Isaiah Pacheco. They might do it one time. He better score. He better score. If he don't score, they giving it to Xavier Worthy or they gonna let Travis Kelce get it. They gonna do something where Pat Mahomes gonna have a touchdown. Why? Because they want Pat to get all his touchdowns. Let me tell y'all a secret. This is some gas right here. If you go to Pat Mahomes' contract, he signed a team-friendly deal for 10 years worth almost $500 million. And so how he gets his money is being on the roster. It's rosters because he didn't get a lot of money throughout the year. Like, he's not making $80 million a year like he should be. He could make almost $100 million a year for 5 years. He could do that to the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's not doing it. He's stealing the money out so they can win championships. So what's going on, how he's getting his bonus money and hitting all those bonuses, say he can get $500-600 million, is his touchdowns and stuff, those bonuses. That's by $5-6 million a year, $5-6 million a year. So they're gonna make sure they're not gonna like running in a lot, and then he didn't took a pay cut and he's not getting his money. That's disrespectful to him. And then he's gonna like, no, I don't want this deal no more. So that's why Pat Mahomes is always going to be throwing the rock down in the green zone. And also Andy Reid is his coach. So I love Pat Mahomes this year. He's a great value. So depending on how you're building your team, if you want to reach for Pat at that position, I think it's okay. To me, it's hard to get to some of the middle guys. Have I drafted a lot of Pat Mahomes? No, because I'm either getting my top guys or I'm going down here. Guys, how y'all notice that I'm not in between guy? Either I'm gonna be something extreme, or I'm gonna be down here. Like, I'm not in between. I'm not lukewarm. I've learned that in my life. Being lukewarm did not get me to play varsity 4 years. It did not get me to be one of the best running backs in the state. It did not get me where I scored a 1690 on the SAT in 2005. Right? I've always been bold. I'm not coming over here scared to speak and worried about how my dialect is going to be and what people are going to say. I'm bold. You got to be bold to the throne. So that's how I'm picking. And I'm not telling you these middle guys are not going to be good, because of course they are. There's some really good names right here. But I'm either like, okay, I got to get my quarterback early, and then I'm going to fill in my team, or I'm going to wait late and I'm going to get all the studs. I'm going to get CMC, Chuba, Alvin Kamara, A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase, Lad McConkey, whatever guys that you targeting, you can get those guys, because everybody else can be like, I need a quarterback, I need a quarterback, I need a quarterback. And you're like, okay, get your quarterback. This guy haven't drafted a quarterback yet. What is he going to mess up his team? No, I'm good, bro. He's picked Bryce Young, and then Bryce Young is a top 12 parental guy, top 8 sometimes, maybe even top 5 sometimes, and then you got a killer's team, the best team in the league. You got to zig when they zag. You got to be like Walter. Okay, I think I'm going to want robust RB, but all these wide receivers on the board, they took B. John and Jameer first, so Jamar Chase is at the number 3 pick. Well, you take Jamar Chase at that point in time. You went in there for you wanted B. John, but guess what? You got to take Jamar Chase now because somebody else went another way. So don't come in there with no hard footprint type strategy. That's why y'all say, "What, Teddy? What's the best strategy?" I don't know until I'm in your draft. Until I'm on your draft board. All right, let me see. Big Wheel says, tell the other up-and-coming fantasy channels to show their receipts. TD has proof. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I talk about it all the time. I got a bunch of guys. If y'all want to, y'all can post some of the guys that y'all been since y'all been here. Some of the guys, like I was on Tyreek Hill when he left Kansas City. A lot of people say everybody knew that Tyreek was going to be a great player. No, they did not know Tyreek was going to be a great player. They thought he's going with Tua. They can't do it. Kind of what you're saying now. You wanted to feel like that his whole Miami career, but when he went for that 17 and that 17, yeah, everybody know Tyreek good. Everybody know Tyreek good. No, everybody did not know Tyreek good. So Tyreek is one of my hits, big time hits. Amon-Ra St. Brown, when everybody said, oh, he's not gonna do that because they got TJ Hawkinson, and they got DeAndre Swift. Amon-Ra is not gonna get all those targets, and then he get the targets. Everybody knew Amon-Ra was gonna be good. They didn't have anybody, but they got Jared Goff. No, so guys, go check out the catalog. Thank you, Big Wheel. Stephen Drake's in the building. Yes, sir, bruh. He said, Genty is my good RB1 roster pick. Genty is a good RB1 roster pick. Man, I'm not taking no Genty in the first round. I'm not taking Genty to at the end of the second, maybe the third. Man, I don't know. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. And I don't want to say it's a hard, true fade. I'm fading Genty. I don't want Genty. I'm not depending, my career is not my fantasy football season is not going to depend on a rookie running back. Listen, they hit. Rookie running backs hit. Saquon Barkley hit. There's a couple other rookie running backs that hit, but I can't risk it, guys. I can't do it. Genty's not a bad player. He can play. He's dynamic, but that's a lot to take the Raiders and run down people's throats. Pause. Okay, so look, guys, I went on a tangent with Pat, but yeah, this is good content, right? Hit the like button. We got 33 people in here and only 10 likes. I'm not doing no content until I get some more likes. I need at least 15 to 16 likes. Come on now. And I'm sorry to my members that pay money. I apologize. And for the people who come in all the time. But I'm not doing no more. I'm not talking about no more players for the next couple of minutes until my likes go up. I got 31 people here and 10 likes, and I'm giving y'all the gas. Come on now. And I'm not begging for no likes. It just you got to give me respect. Don't come to my channel and want to look and steal, because a lot of you chastise me. So Lisa, all you can do is at least give me a like or give me a thumbs down. You ain't got to hit the like button. You can give me a thumbs down, but you got to do something. Okay, we got 12. I need 3 more. I need 3 more. Okay, we need 1 more. We got 14. I need 1 more. if my channel wasn't good, I wouldn't do this. Well, I'm just ranting. No, I got a hit rate. I got a nice hit rate. So I'm not gonna be giving you the gas and people stealing information and you can't even give me a like or a dislike. Okay, we got 15. Okay, we gonna go. Appreciate you. All right. My next guy, my number 4 guy, and I've been seeing it in the chat. Guys, if you want to skip the line and get your questions answered immediately, all you do is super chat. If not, I'm gonna go through the members first. I'm gonna try to get to all the members first. It's kind of hard doing my live off the phone to get to all of them, but I will be trying to get to all my members first. But make sure you sign up as a member, guys. I got 4 different tiers. I got a $1 tier, so there's no reason for y'all. You ain't got $1 to support the channel, especially my brothers who's been following me a long time. Come on, brothers. All the ladies that come here, they all support the channel. Okay, so my number 4 guy is going to be Dak Prescott. Yes, Dak Prescott, guys. And the reason why, man, he got George Pickens and CD Lamb. So what do you think they're going to do with no drafted running back? They didn't draft a running back this year or last year. Deuce Vaughn, Deuce, he going to come out there like the hamster. And I'm not talking no joke. I love Deuce because I was a, shorter running back. I'm not going to say I was a smaller running back, pause. But I was a shorter running back. So, but Deuce is nice, but he ain't getting no workload. For that team. Hold on, guys. All right. There we go. Okay. So yeah, guys. So yes, I think Dak Prescott could lead the league in passing yards. You got Jake Ferguson, who just got a nice deal as a tight end, and we've seen Jake Ferguson the last 2 years. He's nice. And then you got CD Lamb, who can play any spot on the field as a wide receiver. He can go to the slot, flanker, X, Y if he need to, line up anywhere. He can get open, and he's a phone booth player. He's a jump ball guy. CD Lamb is a dude of all trades, but his special superpower, because that's, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on that. Guys, remind me to do, look at the top 5 receivers and tell you what their superpowers are. But CD Lamb's superpower is his yak. I mean, he'll juke you like Barry Sanders. As soon as he touched the ball, he bending low to the ground like Kadarius Toney. Like, this dude is agile when he got the ball in his hands. He can make things happen. So CD Lamb gonna be what, a top 5, top 10 receiver at the worst. Then you got George Pickens, who's the best jump ball wide receiver. And I hate to say this, because it's Randy Moss, so I won't say the best of all time because he needs to show a little bit more. But he might be one of the best jump ball wide receivers that we ever saw in history. He might be that. So when Dak get in trouble and CD Lamb is doubled, he don't got to look for Jalen Tolbert. He ain't got to look for no Brandon Cooks that's older. Jalen Tolbert, who don't have enough experience, or Jake Ferguson, who is smothered by a good covering linebacker. Throw it up high. It don't matter if 2 people's on George Pickens. He gonna go over 2 of them and come down with it with 1 hand or 2 hands. Right? This is how y'all catch footballs, right? You got to know it's about the triangle. That's why you always see that. The triangle makes the ball fit in there. But yeah, he'll jump ball you. So George Pickens, I think this is going to be this is going to be one of his best years. As long as he stays healthy. George Pickens stays healthy, CeeDee Lamb stays healthy. They will run the ball. Brian Schottenheimer is a run-first guy, but he's going to run the ball to try to set up the throw. Remember, this is chess. So if I'm in 3 or 4 wide, I want to spread you out so I can run the ball. See, I don't know nothing about that. If I'm in double tight with 1 wide receiver, I want to throw the ball because you think I'm going to run it and your linebackers are in to stop the run, so I'm going to trick you. So that's what Brian Schottenheimer came to Dallas for. He wants to be able to establish the line of scrimmage and play act and go to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. So Dak Prescott, guys, tremendous upside. If I had to get Dak Prescott in every single league, I would be okay with going down with this ship. Okay. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Let's get the likes up. So let's go to my number 4, not number 4 guy, my number 3 guy. And guys, right now I'm gonna ask everybody in the comment section, tell me who you think my number 3 guy is. Who do you think my number 3 guy is? Teal. Okay, Ed Tay says Teal. I don't know who Teal is. No, we talking about, yeah, Fields. No, not Fields, Professor. What's up, bro? I see you, Ronald. No, it ain't Justin Fields. Okay, everybody think it's Justin Fields. Jeff Says Sanders. No, I ain't that cutting edge, Jeff. No, it ain't Shadir, but you know how I feel about Shadir. And not T-Law, not Cam. Somebody said Cam. Ronald crazy. All right. I think I'm about to go ahead and tell you. My number three guy on my list, top three guys that I'm getting in my drafts at the right ADP. It's going to be Joe Burrow. Yes, Joe Burrow, guys. And the reason why Joe Burrow is my number three guy, all I'm gonna say is, no, I'm not doing the draft guide this year. I don't like that. That's not me. Until my channel grow and get a little bit bigger, and I can hire somebody to do that, I'm not doing that my damn self. I got too much going on in my life. I like getting on the lives, telling y'all what I see, what I believe, and I also got a second job, so I don't have time to fix that. And but yeah, when I will be getting a draft guide sometime as my channel grows, man. And I want to pay somebody to do it to make it look very professional because people paying money for it. I don't think it needs I don't think you need that to win, but I get it. But yeah, getting back on topic is Joe Burrow, and that's Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Listen, I'm not no big T. Higgins fan for his fantasy, but as a second wide receiver trying to beat the next team, yeah, he's a hell of a wide receiver. He's 6'4", 6'3", making big plays. Jamar Chase is him. I'm not gonna sit here and break down on Jamar Chase. He's him. And then you got Chase Brown, who I talked about. That's one of my hits, guys. I talked about Chase Brown over a lot of big-time running backs that everybody kept saying, oh, no, this is the best guy. No, I like Chase Brown. I knew he was going to be a satellite back. But yes, so with Chase Brown, guys, all these weapons that Joe Burrow has, you got to take them. And I know we worried about his injury, but this year I'm not. I saw him play through a lot of injuries last year and push through, even though his wrist wasn't 100%. That's what I want to see. If you can push through an injury, you can heal too. If you can push through an injury, you can heal from an injury and move forward and not get those type of injuries going forward in your career. So Joe Burrow, guys, is the number 3 quarterback that I'm willing to take. I'm not taking some of these other guys. And I'm gonna mention them right now. Jaden Daniels. Listen, Jaden Daniels is a fantastic phenom rookie quarterback, but I'm not taking him. It's too much risk to me. You only got Terry McLaurin. Now, if you can go out there without Terry McLaurin, or just a Terry McLaurin without having a lot of top weapons and still go to the NFC Championship, you the best quarterback to ever play the game for the first 2 years. I don't think he can go out there and be able to compete. Now, if he rush and throw at the right times, he could do it. I just think it's a lot to bank on that. So I'm not taking no Jaden Daniels or no Jalen Hurts. And there might be a couple other quarterbacks that you think I should have on here, but I don't have them. Baker Mayfield. I don't have Baker Mayfield on here. And that could be the top 3 quarterbacks. Ain't I'm crazy? I could be. But I'm giving you my guys. That's why it's called my guys. So, yeah, guys, Joe Burrow. Let's move on to my number 2 guy. My number 2 guy is going to be Josh Allen. That's easy, right? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these 2 guys. You know who these 2 guys is. These are the 2 guys that I'm trying to get, depending on the league, at the end of the 2nd round or at the beginning of the 3rd round. And sometimes, depending on the league, if I got to go 1st round in a special type of league, I will get Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen early. And those are 1 and 2. I'm not going to sit here and try to break this down a lot. So these are the 2 guys that I think if you want the best quarterback in the league, you want the best chances of winning your championship, you got to get Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. But if you don't do it and you still can skin a cat, it's 9 ways to do it. You just got to move down and go to other guys. Some of these other guys that I mentioned. I think all these guys are good depending on your team talent. You got to match it up with your team talent. So the better your team, the lower the tier that your quarterback can be. The lower tier of your team, the higher quality that your quarterback got to be. So if you are doing a 0 RB strategy, I think you need a top tier quarterback because you need somebody to help where you might not have a top running back immediately in the beginning of the season. So you might need somebody to help you beat other teams who got big time running backs. So yeah, Lamar and Josh Allen. So let's move into my bonus guy. Let's move to my bonus guy. My bonus guy is going to be Aaron Rodgers. So if I don't get Russell Wilson at the end, like somebody snagged me, I don't mind going to Aaron Rodgers. I like him. I know he can play for upside. If he want to hit DK for 3 touchdowns in a game, that's Aaron Rodgers. He can do it. But he might come out there and they might run the ball and he might only throw for 180 with maybe 1 touchdown. And I'm fine with that because I know how I built my team. So I'm not telling you Aaron Rodgers is going to have a breakout season. I'm just talking about the way to tier your quarterbacks up with your team power. right? So you got to draft certain quarterbacks at certain tiers. So let me break down my tiers. My number one tier is going to be Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and I would throw Joe Burrow in now because you might have to draft him a little bit earlier than when you want to if you trying to get a top quarterback and those two guys are gone. My next tier, this is my B tier, is going to be Dak Prescott, Pat Mahomes, and Justin Herbert. And so if you these are the guys like if you like, well, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna get a couple studs, like I'm gonna get Brock Bowers, and then I'm gonna get CMC, and then I'm gonna get Derrick Henry. And then, okay, I'm gonna look at the quarterback position at that point in time after you get a few studs. So that's the B tier: Dak Prescott, Pat Mahomes, and Justin Herbert. My C tier is going to be Bo Nix, Bryce Young, and Drake May. These are where you can wait really late and get these guys, and a couple guys to go along with that. They're not in the tier; they just guys that you can just take a dart throw at. It's going to be Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is my bonus guy. Okay, so let me see how y'all gonna kill me in the chat. Let me see how y'all gonna kill me in the chat, because I appreciate everybody being here. Okay, so Nifty says, I got Burrow as the only pocket quarterback in the elite tier. I agree. I just told you. I don't got none of it. Now, if I was doing a true rankings, Jalen Hurts and Jaden McDaniels would be in here, and they would be probably 3, 4, and 5. So I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not capping. I'm not trying to dismiss these guys. So a lot of times I have to compartmentalize with y'all. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, but y'all be missing it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not drafting. You not drafting Joe Burrow? He da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, hell no, I don't want no Joe Burrow, nigga. I got Lamar. I got Lamar, bro. So you got to understand, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is going to suck. I'm not saying Jaden Daniels are going to suck, but I'm not getting to them because they in that middle tier, and it's just too many. I'd rather wait late to get some of my other guys to build my team. Let me see here. Big Will says Jaden. Okay, let me go up a little bit. I don't want to miss. Maybe I might miss something. Let's see. Big Will says fat. Okay, we did that one. He says, tell the other up and coming fantasy channels to show their receipts. TD has proof. Yes, sir, bruh. Let's see here. Big Will says, get the likes up. Let's get the likes up, fellas. And he said he wanted to predict was Justin Fields on. No, but I think Justin Fields is a good player to pick up. I'm not taking any risks. That's why I named the video My Guys. Right? My guys is just different. I'm not taking a risk on Justin Fields. I've been burned in the past, not with Justin Fields, but just taking quarterbacks because I think they trending and they can run. So I'm not doing that. That doesn't mean it won't hit. I always tell y'all that. Nifty says T-Law. T-Law, man, no, man. How he did that with Brian Thomas, I need to see some more accurate plays. T-Law makes me nervous. That's why I'm drafting Brian Thomas in like maybe in the middle of the second round, because I'm nervous about him. I don't want to have no 8-point games from Brian Thomas because Trevor Lawrence was out there getting sacked and doing dumbass shit. Sports Dog, yeah, bro, I explained. Yeah, I'm a draft guide, no draft guide this year. But I'm doing the consultations. I'm focusing on the consultations this year. So if you need a consultation, I can get you there. Ask Big Will. I did multiple consultations with guys, and I helped their team out. Now, did you always win a championship? No. But a lot of times, guys, people aren't getting me to draft their team in the consultation. They're getting me to help fix their team. So it's hard for me to fix your team and get you to the championship. But I can get you to the playoffs. I can get you competitive. But if you help me build your team, your odds go up. And I need to find out some type of strategy or a way where if you don't, depends on how close you get to the championship, maybe I charge you a different amount of price or give you money back. I really believe in myself that way. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but that's what it's about. So I'm gonna focus on the consultations, guys. Make sure you get a consultation. Sign up as a Phenom member if you want to get your first consultation free. And if you already a Phenom member, I got you. Just hit me up. We can chop it up about whatever for 30 minutes, $50 value, but it'd be $25. Well, actually, your first one to be free. But if you're on a Phenom member, all of them are $25. You can talk to me for 30 minutes for $25. Let me see. Big Will talks about Jaden Daniels. Listen, I'm just not high. I'm not drafting a lot of Jaden Daniels this year. Let's see. What else? Sports Dog says, TD, what round should a person decide to draft a quarterback? If you want Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, the second round, third round. So the end of the second round, you need to start considering Lamar Jackson. Because say you get Derrick Henry at the end of the first, when it come back around to you, get Lamar Jackson. And if somebody take Lamar Jackson, then when you get in the beginning of the third round, you get Josh Allen. Nobody's gonna really take Josh Allen. I feel like they're not reaching for him in the second round outside of Superflex leagues. So second and third round to get the two elite guys. If you want a different tier and you want the build that I think is optimal, I would take Bryce Young, Drake May, or Russell Wilson in a 17-round draft. I would take them about round 13 or 14, maybe 15, just depending on your league format. All right, let me read. I'm gonna get to everybody question. Yeah, Dean James Talley says unlimited. Yes, sir, bruh. Nifty says, yeah, we talked about that. Ethan Carey says, I drafted Fields and Dak Prescott. Who you think I should start? And do you think since I have Pickens that influenced it? Yes. So I would get Dak Prescott over Fields. It's just way more consistent. So yeah, I would start Dak Prescott, draft him and start him, especially if you got Pickens. Great Legend says, damn, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, a lot of women wear it like that. Ain't no shame on my game. Appreciate you being here. Hit the like button, bro. Subscribe to the channel. Cutting edge content. Goshen Sure says Chuba top 5 is diabolical. Yes, and I went to this comment already. Yes, Chuba, I'm putting my hit rate on that. He's one of my 70% hit rate guys. I think Chuba could be top 5. That's just me. Big Wheel says, okay, we did that one. Timothy Legon. Sorry if I'm killing your name, Timothy. Appreciate you being here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. You at the right place. This is cutting edge content. We a family here, bro. He says, I think Mahomes gets back to 30-plus passing touchdowns this year. Of course he does. Of course he does, as long as he stays healthy and his weapons stay healthy. Last year, he lost a lot of weapons. Ethan Carey says, I think every year Mahomes is the worst player to get because you could tell he a playoff player, okay? And he has never been crazy in fantasy with 40 points. You're right. But this year, he got something to prove because he's been 2 years where he's been, I won't call lackluster, but it's just been about winning. I think he wants to win. He's still going to win, but I think it will be an uptick in touchdowns. So let's just say, I don't know what he threw for. He probably threw for like, what, 29 or 28 last year or 30? I would say he at least gets to the high 30s or the low 40s. That's his floor this year, I believe. Father of Three says Dak MVP this year. Yes, I don't think that's a bad prediction because he's going to probably throw for more touchdowns than he probably his whole career. Jeff says Hurts is the best. I don't know. You probably right with the rushing touchdown upside with the tush push, Jeff. You right, bruh. I can't say he's wrong. I just don't want to. I want something a little bit more. Maybe I'm just in my feelings. I want something a little bit more spectacular, something a little bit more spicy. I just don't want to depend on, oh, hiccup, come on, tush push. I don't want to do that, bruh. Does he take touchdowns from Saquon? Does they snipe each other? Yes. I talked about that last year. I thought it was a Saquon year. This year, I don't know. It could go back to Jalen Hurts. But remember, they don't want to get him hurt early in the season like he did early the last 2 years before Saquon got there. So if he go and do a tush push and he hurt that knee, it could cost him a championship. So I'm just not. I think that he's going to pull back a little bit, but maybe throw a little bit more this year. Stephen Drake says, my man, GT is the RB1 roster pick. I don't know. I'm not taking GT in the first round or second round. I'm probably not going to get GT this year. But appreciate you being here, Steven. You always showing support, bruh. Father 3 says, your biggest hit, in my opinion, was Brian Thomas Jr. Didn't see that coming at all. Thank you. And you know, somebody went in the comment section and said everybody knew Brian Thomas Jr. was a top wide receiver. Yeah, they knew that it was top, but didn't nobody say he's going to be better than Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors when he as the season finished? Nobody said that. That's what I said. I said he would finish because of his ability. I was drafting him over those guys. I know that's because I know what Malik Neighbors is, and I know what Marvin Harrison can do. But to me, the situation that Malik was in with the quarterback, and then you had Marvin Harrison, who's not a speed demon. He doesn't have the physical attributes to outrun corners. I don't like drafting that early. Like, he's not a phone booth guy. He's just he can run great routes, and he's gonna get better at his routes, and he's a contested catch guy. I didn't want to take that in the first round or the second round. So yeah, I agree. Brian Thomas was a good hit. Steven said, that's all I need to know. Appreciate you, bro. It's all good. Timothy Lagon says, Genty scares me. That O-line looks terrible. And it might not be the O-line. Yeah. And you got to take context clues for everything. I'm not drafting Genty. Now, would I trade for him if I see something get ready to, to hit? If he start booming, yeah, I take Genty or trade for him. Most Def Media, what's up, bro? He says, facts. Chris says, do you base your starts and sits on matchups or weather? I don't base it on anything. I base it on who you drafted your studs. So if I'm going in a weather game, now if I got a deep bench, that's a matchup. You always got to play matchups, but I don't make my bench deep. Pause. I don't want to decide between AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, and DK Metcalf. I'm not doing that. That's why I don't play in no 6-man leagues and none of that. I'm not making that decision. That's not fantasy. I say start Jamar Chase. I don't give a damn if it's they playing this out of a pool. I don't care if they playing in Antarctica and nobody can stay up. I'm never sitting Jamar Chase. I'm never sitting my studs. And if a guy been hitting for 3 weeks in a row and he was kind of a bench player, I'm not sitting him. Unless it's like they playing against the greatest defense of all time. It's got to be certain circumstances, man, that I sit my guys. So to me, it's easy. My starts and sits are easy, but sometimes it doesn't work out and people come back and chastise me, and I get that. But what I'm saying is I'm always starting my guys. And this is what I call it. This is my phrase. Dance with the girl that you came to the party with. Because if you don't, you're going to leave the party with nobody. Right? Y'all know that. Come on, men, speak up for me. If you go to a party with a girl and you see another girl over there and you see a couple girls, like, oh, well, they prettier, and you try to get their number and you don't get it, or they're not really into you, you think that other girl going home with you? No. So if you draft a person and you believed in that person, then dance with them all night. So you make sure that you're going home with somebody. That's how I believe it. So if I draft Jamar Chase or Tyreek Hill, I'm going down with the ship. I'm playing those guys. That's how I do my starts. Most Def Media, yes sir. Father 3 says, yes, TD, pop your shit. Yes sir, bro. Yes sir. Big Will says, get the likes up. Yes sir. Jeff says, Dak and Mingo will be a match. You think Mingo? Man, I ain't never been into no Mingo. I think Jalen Tobit better than Mingo. I remember a couple years ago that, and I ain't gonna call out no names, but it was several people who said that Mingo was going to be good. Look at his routes. I'm like, this is a big dude, just like I can juke. I'm like, bro, you ain't got no hands. You ain't explosive. I'm not picking you, bro. You might be 6'3", 220, but I'm not picking you. Mingo, I just don't think Mingo. I think he's an okay player. He's an NFL player, but I don't think he's that good for me to be picking on my fantasy team. But you never know, man. You might need a bye week replacement, and the guys like that can come in and win you a championship. Ronald, he says, you cool with Travion Henderson being your RB1 in a 0 RB bill? Yes. Yo, receivers better be Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I mean, you better have you gotta have 3 studs if you do that bill, because there's too many running back value out there. You're gonna have a tough time beating these teams that got all these running backs. I mean, running backs is deep this year. So if you get Travion Henderson, you better have a really great team. But I do think he's a good player to take as your RB1 with a 0 RB bill. Ed Tate said, he talking about Tyreek Hill. He basically saying, hey, you gonna pick Tyreek Hill even if this is a quarterback. Hey, that's funny, bro. Yes, I love Tyreek Hill. Pause. Ronald says Chuba. No, that ain't Chuba. So that's people talking about Fields, Sanders. Sports, okay, yeah, he said TD 100. Been so busy, are you... Oh, okay, we did that one. If so, how do you get one? Joe Burrow is number 3. Yes. Joe Burrow is my number 3. But yeah, no draft guide this year. Jimmy's TV says, how do you feel about Mason Taylor? Justin Fields has history of making his tight ends in weekly fantasy option. Mason Taylor is a good player. He's solid. I'm not taking nobody on the Jets outside of Braden Allen. I'm fading Breach Hall. I'm fading Justin Fields. I'm fading Garrett Wilson. I'm not taking those guys. I need to see it. Excuse me. I need to see it. I'm not spending my money on risky stock options. I'm not doing that. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I am risky, right? But it's got to be something I believe in. And I didn't see Justin Fields. He's a good player, and I hope he do break out. I don't want to put my team. I don't want him on my team. I just think it's too risky for me. Ed Tate says Lamar Jackson #1. He have a lot of upside. Yes, that's easy. We know he's #1. Your top two are solid. Yeah, and that's easy, Jeff. Everybody know Lamar and Josh are solid, but where my stuff is cutting edge content is in the middle. So I'm not gonna sit here and make a cookie cutter list. Lamar, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. Make sure you pick them. Like I'm not doing this. Y'all know about those guys. If you want those guys, go get them. But these are some other guys who can have sneaky upside, and I think these quarterbacks are all going to score really high because it's going to be a lot of scoring in the NFL. Now, some years it doesn't, but I think the trend is more passing, more points for fantasy quarterbacks. Jay Moore says, who you like more, Chase Brown or Kyron Williams? Chase Brown, because of the Cincinnati Bengals offense. I think they're going to be in the green zone more than maybe the Rams, and the Rams going to be there too. So I think these are two top 7 offenses. So the split hairs here, I'm going with Chase Brown all day. Martin Torres, always showing support to the channel. 1,000, bro. Yes, sir. Jay Moore says, who's your favorite first-round target in all formats? CMC. Ed Tate says, I'm taking Jamar Chase, then Lamar, my second pick. Ooh-wee! That's what I'm talking about, Ed Tate. That's a good, you know what you're doing. You know it. You got 2 #1 players. You got the #1 quarterback and you got the #1 wide receiver. That's automatically gonna be hard to defeat. I love that shit. That's how you started off, bro. Dread for life said Bryce Young gonna pop. I said that too, bro. I believe that too, Dread. I believe that too, bro. I love Bryce Young this year. I'm drafting him in a lot of drafts because I'm waiting late to get my quarterback. Jimmy's TV says, is Travis Etienne a value pick at his ADP? He is a current ADP of RB33 as a starting RB. So listen, if you went 0 RB and then you get into a certain rounds of your fantasy draft, you got to take chances on guys like this. This is Travis Etienne, who was drafted in the first round, who ain't been cut, who's still on the team and still got like some ability and he's fast. You got to draft him at the right ADP. I'm not saying reach for him, but I feel good when I'm like, damn, Travis Etienne, bam. Because he might be the last of that type of really good running back who's getting some starting carries. Right? After Travis Etienne, then you got to get to Zach Charbonnet, Trey Benson, those type guys. So, yes, Travis Etienne is a good pick at his ADP at RB33. And I wouldn't try to, right now, while his stock is down, I wouldn't try to overdraft it. I would just, Travis Etienne, that's a great bench player, or I can put him at the flex. Leo, what's up, Leo? Leo's talks about Kyler. I like Kyler this year, too. I think Kyler's going to run the ball a little bit more, and he's going to have some big plays. I didn't mention Kyler on the list because listen, y'all can take these guys, but I wanted to talk about other guys that ain't getting no publicity that needs to be mentioned who can have breakout seasons. Kenny says Rush would be benched by week 7, in my opinion. You could be right. I don't know. I think he's going to have good chemistry with Malik Neighbors with that deep ball. I think he's going to be fine. But I cannot disagree with you totally. Like, we know how Russ has played in the past, in the last 2 or 3 years. Major Tuddy says, thoughts on Ashton Gentry fantasy value this year? He's a top RB this year that you should draft in round or PPR. I'm drafting him in the 3rd or 4th round, bro. I'm fading Ashton Gentry, bro. But I do believe later in the season, once they figure out some moves and the offensive line gel together, I believe Ashton will get going in the 2nd, 3rd quadrant, maybe. I don't believe that he's going to be a good 1st quadrant running back. When I say 1st quadrant, the first 4 to 5 games, I don't think he's going to be good. And you could lose out on a fantasy football championship if you only win 1 game those first 4 weeks. Jeff says hit TD up. He knows his fantasy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate you. Guys, me and Jeff, we work together. Cool guy. He's in a lot of my listener leagues, so make sure, guys, you sign up for a listener league, become a member of the channel so you can get in that listener league. And I'm drafting listener leagues as we speak right now. So if you want to get in the listener league, all you got to do is hit me up at fantasygoodesports@gmail.com. Kenny says, Genty in the third round or else no thanks. There you go. I agree with you, Kenny. Joey, what's up, Joey? He said, would you keep Neighbors with his injury concerns? That boy, hey, Joey, you want some cutting edge content, ain't you? I'm about to tell you some cutting edge content shit right here. Y'all ready? Let me go ahead and hit my record button. If I'm in a dynasty league, I would trade Malik Neighbors and go get somebody, go get a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. Sorry, guys. I would go get a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. So if I could trade Malik Neighbors and get Chuba Hubbard, Lad McConkey, I'm trying to think of a young, good wide receiver. Yes, I would do that to go. I would trade do a 2 or 3-for-1 because of that situation. Bro, you own it. But redraft, you got to take him. He's one of the best redraft wide receivers. But in Dynasty, he's a nicker. And I don't mean that sounds pause. Not pause, but that just sound wrong. But like I said, he's getting nicked up all the time. He gets nicked up all the time, and I don't want no player that's getting nicked up all the time. I don't feel great about you week to week because you are all my toe or my finger. I cut my ear. Like, I don't got time for that. So yes, bro, what you saying is cutting edge content, Joey. Jimmy's TV says Jets coach Aaron Glenn said it will be a committee with Breach Hall and Brandon Allen where Allen gets the short yardage and potential goal line touches. That's why I don't want nobody on the Jets. Now Justin Fields, yeah, you can take a chance with him, but I want Brandon Allen. That's it. That's the only pause. That's the only player that I want for the New York Jets. GTS Sports says thoughts on Bowers and when would you take a tight end? The second round. I'm in tight end premium. I'm willing to take him in the 112 or 111, but non-tight end premium, I'm taking them in the second round, middle second round. Hopefully I can wait the middle second round. Appreciate you being here, GT Sport. Big Will says no Brock Purdy in the late rounds. You know what? You making me rethink. Brock Purdy ain't a bad player. I just got to my guys. These are the guys that I like. So I couldn't get Brock Purdy on there, but ain't no way in the world I'm gonna disrespect Brock Purdy at the end and say that he ain't just as good as Russell Wilson or a lot better. Right? He could be probably. I'm not gonna put him over Bo Nix, but I'll put him out to Bo Nix and say he's better than Bryce Young as a fantasy draft. Let's get the likes up, fellas. He said he throws darts and can run. I like Shanahan will scheme for him and get CMC the ball more this season. I agree with you all the way, Big Will. You right. I can't disagree with that. So he could definitely be on this list. Joey says I worry about Hurts and how good their defense and run game is. I worry about Hurts just because his touchdowns comes from the tush push. That's mainly why he's a top 5 quarterback. Tim J says Pearsall, DJ Moore, and Scary Terry cutting edge content. Pearsall, if he can stay healthy, DJ Moore, I love DJ Moore this year. I'm gonna do a video with DJ Moore in it as a sneaky guy. And Scary Terry, yes, if he come to camp, I need him to come to camp. GT Sports says, when will you draft Hampton? He's going late. I'm fading Hampton. I know that's cutting it. I'm fading Hampton because I'm not now. If he's there in the 4th round, 5th round, 4th, 5th as my RB2, yes. But I'm not. He's not gonna be my RB1. That's just me. I'm not saying he bad or anything. That's just me. Jimmy says, I'm avoiding BTJ. I get it. I'd rather take A-Chain. Me too. I'm not taking Drake London. That's just me. Drake London's going to have a good season this year, I believe. But I'll definitely take an A-Chain over him in that range. And as I believe, they have a higher ceiling. I agree. Because of Trevor. I worry about Trevor. Nathan, what's up? He says, what about Amari Hampton? I'm fading him. I don't like Omarion. Not that he's a bad player. I don't know. I watch him play, man. He's good. It's just too many other running backs that I'm trying to get to. All right, Sports Dog says, I know I will be in the 5th spot of my 8 team. I'm thinking RB over wide receiver for round 1. Okay, RB over wide. I agree. Because in my opinion, we have a lot of good wide receivers. I good. What say you on this ideal? I know I'll be at the 5th spot. So at the 5th spot, I'm trying to get Jahmyr Gibbs, or CMC. Other than that, you might have to take a wide receiver. You might have to take what wide receiver's going right there? Dang, I got a brain freeze, guys. Whew, I don't know, man. Just depends who fall there. Could you take Justin Jefferson? Yeah, but make sure it's a good RB. Make sure you're getting a good RB. Because sometimes, yeah, you might have to reach for CMC. But I think CMC at the 5th spot, if you want an RB, is the best. And you can get wide receivers late. Erk 1000 says pick 12th in a 12-team draft, and then 13. Who you like in non-PPR? Derrick Henry. I would say Derrick Henry. Pick 12th in the 12-team league. Guys, it's getting a little dark, but I'm going to finish this live. So long as y'all in here and we deep, we got 28 people in here, I'm going to keep going. Derrick Henry. I'm thinking you might have to take a wide receiver here or a quarterback. Yes, because it's non-PPR. And I'm not saying wide receivers are bad, but at that tier, I don't want you to take a PPR wide receiver. It's a lot of PPR wide receivers left on the board right there. So I would say get Derrick Henry and... Damn, I'm thinking Tyreek Hill, man. I can't tell you. A-Chain, he's a PPR guy. He's a PPR guy, but you could take him. I'm not gonna say Brock Bowers because it's not. Remember, it's non-PPR. I would say Derrick Henry, bro, and a quarterback. I know this is a cutting edge, but I think you could get 2 players. I would get Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I would get Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That's my 2 cents. I know that's a little cutting edge. Ed Tay says, I'm picking Jamar first and Lamar second. Yes, I love that. Taking Gibbs third. Yes, sir, Ed Tay. Big Will says, how do you feel? Big Will says, how do you feel about Puka now that Stafford is having back problems again? I'm fading Puka. You see how he ain't talked a lot about Puka because of that. If Matthew Stafford is healthy, Puka's going to be a great pick. If Matthew Stafford is having back problems, it could be shaky. But this is what I want. This is just something I'm going to throw out there. I heard that they could trade for Shadur. They should do that. If they actually are, that's terrible that they didn't try to get Shadur. But yeah, I am worried about Puka, and I would probably fade Puka in the 1st round, but I would take him in the 2nd round if he falls in a PPR league. Jimmy's TV says, do you think Travis Hunter is a better best ball player than a redraft player? He's going off the board at pick 64. I think he's good in both. Because if you get a pick 6, hopefully they count the pick 6 because it's still a touchdown, so they give you 6 points. But I think he's good in both. I think he's going to have some big games all through the year. You know, he might have a pick, then he might have a touchdown. I'm not going to say he's going to have 1,300 yards receiving, but I think he can get close to 1,000 with a couple touchdowns. I do believe he can get that. Nifty says, you taking Hampton over Chuba and Connor? Me personally, no, but I think it's a good pick to do it. I'm not going to tell anybody that they shouldn't be doing that because I think Travion Henderson is going to be special. He reminds me of Devon A-Chain for the Miami Dolphins his rookie year. And I think Travion Henderson is going to hit for the Patriots like that. But I like Chuba and Connor too much. I like that goal line opportunities. Travion Henderson, I don't know if he's going to get goal line opportunities the 1st quadrant. I think that's going to be for Ramondre Stevenson. But Chuba and Connor going to get that all year as they're healthy. And definitely Chuba, I'm taking Chuba over him. But Connor, I might take Travion Henderson if I think Connor's going to get hurt this year. Appreciate you, Mr. Anderson. Brandon Watson says Drake May. Yes, I love Drake May. That's the guy that I'm getting if I wait late for a quarterback. Saul says Amon-Ra season. No, that's a huge fade. I'm taking Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is one of my #1 breakout players this year. Kenny 49er says Liam Cohen. Okay. Yes, James, okay, hold on. Yeah, Kenny says Liam Cohen said he will be using Travis Etienne a lot. Okay. You know, coach speak, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, you draft Travis Etienne at his right ADP. I wouldn't try to reach for him like he's going to be special or something, but I do think he could be a top 32 RB. Hopefully he could get in the top 24 on the upside. Brandon Watson says Drake May is a steal. I agree. James Evans, what's up, bro? Y'all guys hit the like button if you're new. He says, should we take Jimmy G round 14 because Stafford is one hit away from the season ending? No, because Jimmy G might not give you the upside that you want. Go take somebody else like a Bryce Young or Aaron Rodgers or somebody. I don't think Jimmy G has more upside than these guys. I don't think he got more upside than Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or Drake May. So, no, I would take another quarterback. Joey says, let's hear it. Yes, sir, Joey. Saucy says JSN. I like JSN. But with Sam Darnold, I don't know. Sam Darnold makes me nervous with this type of offense that he's going to be in. Joey says, right on. Thanks for answering. Anytime, Joey. Brandon Watson says, J-Mo and Chuba Hubbard for Malik. Get one more, bruh. You got to get one more. You can't just do J-Mo and Chuba Hubbard. Nobody is on Chuba Hubbard like that right now. So don't let nobody tell you, oh, you got Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, if you know me, you think Chuba Hubbard is the sauce, but nobody else thinks he's the sauce. Okay. Hopefully I want to keep the light on. Jimmy Steve says Kenneth Walker has been sidelined at times during training camp dealing with a sore foot. I didn't tell people. I'm not drafting no Kenneth Walker. And you know who you are. All of you killed me in the comment section talking about Kenneth Walker gonna ball out, bro. He gonna ball, bro. Okay. And now listen, I'm gonna miss on some players too. But I'm not. But I always tell y'all, that can happen. I never say, oh, that ain't gonna happen. I very rarely say that's impossible. I very rarely say that. Kenny says, if I was Breach Hall and they told me I wasn't getting goal line reps, I asked for a trade. Me too, but he can't. I don't know. I get it. Nifty says Neighbor's gonna be up there with that top 5 after this season. Yes, he will. But old boy was just talking about trading him, man, to get the value because he's getting nicked up a little bit. And sometimes you got to use that as a decision-making tool. Like, okay, he's getting nicked up. Let me go move on to about 3 guys that I think is going to be a little bit more healthy and is going to make my team better. Jimmy TV says Myers continues to be valued as the wide receiver 3, but shows wide receiver 1 type upside. You right, man, but I'm not getting no Jacoby Myers. I just can't get to him. Jimmy says Diggs has been practicing doing camp with positive notes about his separation. Yes. Drake May, that's all Drake May. Kenny says back problems rarely get better. They do, but hey, he can get, this is his last year. He can get shot up with he can get an epidural. And he get one every Sunday. He don't practice that much during the week, only on maybe Saturday or Friday. Maybe on Friday he practice and that's it. I think he'll be fine. It's Matthew Stafford. Joey says Saints and Panthers to start for Connor is so juicy. Saints and Panthers to start for Connor is so juicy. Saints and Panthers. Okay, I don't know what that means with the Saints and Panthers to start for Connor. Kenny says report about Travion Henderson is he's a great blocker too. You right. I heard that. Left State Mind says Kittle 3rd pick after RB and wide receiver picks. Kittle 3rd pick after RB and wide receiver. Yeah, that's good. Kittle is a top tight end. I like Kittle. He's actually my number 2 tight end this year. I think it's Brock and Kittle. Those are my top 2 tight ends. Brandon Watson says Calvin really wide receiver 1 potential. Yes, he does got wide receiver 1 potential. Calvin really is like that. And when I mean like that, with Cam Ward being his quarterback and he gonna get hyper targeted, I haven't liked Calvin really because he hasn't had the upside. He's been safe with the targets, but no upside. So I want the upside. Let me take these glasses off now. And it got dark. I'm gonna crank up my car, guys. Hopefully my lights will come on. Okay. All right. That's good enough for us. Okay. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Kenny 40 ounces beware. Okay, yeah, we got that. Jimmy Stevie says some fantasy channels are on Tuba as a mid-round pick. Yeah, they are, but I think he's a mid-round pick, but I think has top 5 upside. That's the difference. I'm not gonna push him up on my ADP chart, but I might draft him around before. GT Sports says, is Cooper Kupp still available? Is Cooper Kupp still available? No one talks about him or Waddle. No. Nobody wants to take that, man. I think Cooper Kupp could be good. I think he's going to be fine. Waddle, man, makes me very nervous. Waddle makes me very nervous. Jeff says, great show, TD. Thank you, brother. Kenny said, this is easily one of my favorite shows. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm starting to know, listen, I've been doing this about 4 to 5 years. I finally know what y'all really need and how for my style, so I give y'all what y'all need. I know a lot of times some of the videos I did was redundant. I'm passing out information, it's not getting the likes, but now I know how to hit the algorithm and give y'all the sauce too. So appreciate that, Jeff. Appreciate that, Kenny. Brandon says Evan Ingram or David Njoku. David Njoku, and that's easy, bruh. That's easy. LeBron James in the house. I'm watching Two Girls, One Cup, the musical. Appreciate it, bruh. Thank you, LeBron James. Make sure, hey, super chat me like a G or something. I'm a brother, like, so super chat me, bruh. Hook me up like you did Rich Paul and those boys. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. This was a great live. Y'all stayed in here. I know it got a little dark, but y'all know I'm not going to stop. I'm like the anchor man. As long as I keep saying words, I can't get off the live. I'm going to keep going because I love doing what I do. So y'all guys be safe. Peace.